Hello, I'm Bill Stier, and I'm 79 years old, and I am now receiving my diploma at 79. How about that? It's showtime now.
To certify and accept for the conferring of his high school diploma, this graduate of Wicomico High School, William Cletus Stier. Congratulations, Mr. Stier, and thank you again so much for your service to our country.
A graduation ceremony 62 years after his last class at Wicomico High School.
Yeah, I love the elbow bumps. Wicomico County Public School Superintendent Dr. Donna Hanlon presented 79-year-old U.S. Navy veteran William Stier with his high school diploma. You know, Mr. Stier joined the Navy following his junior year in high school and served until he was honorably discharged in 1965. And the recent high school graduate joins us this afternoon to fill us in on his journey. Hello, Mr. Stier. Thank you so much for joining us.
Hey, Lisa, how are you, hon?
I am doing so great. So I have to ask you, did you ever think that you would actually receive that high school diploma?
Actually not. I thought about it a few times, but I didn't think it was even worth the effort because at one time there it was so difficult to even pursue.
So, Mr. Stier, allow us to say thank you for your service. We appreciate that.
Oh, my pleasure. I don't regret any minute, and don't regret one moment of it.
So, what was it that made you want to leave high school and immediately join the service?
Actually, they had in high school at that time, they had what they called Career Day. And I was talking to a recruiter in the Army, and all of a sudden this Navy recruiter said, "Do you like hot meals?" I said, "Well, yeah." He said, "Do you like a warm bed?" I said, "Well, yeah, sure, why?" He said, "Well, then you don't need to talk to that guy, you need to talk to me." So they talked me into joining the Navy.
And was that something that, they did? Had you basically quit high school to go join the service? That was a thing back then?
Well, yes, because I was raised that you had three things that were important. One was God, one was country, another was family. And my family had joined, my grandfather was a Marine when boot camp was in Annapolis. And my family's been military all through, and I'm about the last one on the totem pole to make it. So I thought it was my obligation to serve my country.
Wow. You said you thought about getting your high school diploma. How did you actually discover that you would be able to?
When I decided to join the service, the principal and the vice principal of Y High guaranteed me, or they told me at the time, that if that's what I wanted to do, they would guarantee me that I would get a diploma. They wrote a letter which went to the recruiter stating that I had 12 years of education. So all my records through the military and through my life has said, that I had a high school diploma.
Wow.
Even though you never actually had one.
Actually, I didn't have the physical diploma, but they had a letter in the military stating that I had completed 12 years of my high school.
So there you go.
Oh, so tell us about that moment when Dr. Hanlon handed you your diploma. That had to be great.
I was usually I'm not too much at the loss of words, but I was at that particular time because I was so grateful that I finally did get it. It was all I could keep thinking of was thank you, thank you, thank you, and I appreciate it so greatly.
Yeah. Do you think there are other veterans that might still be waiting on their high school diploma?
Yes, I think there might be, and I think that a lot of them might not even realize that they could qualify to get one, and I'm hoping that maybe they'll see this or take a note from it and try and get theirs.
Yeah.
So tell me about your family. What do they think of this, you finally getting your high school diploma?
My family they're of course, they're proud of me. But I was actually, most of my family was born and raised in Appalachia. And a lot of people didn't even get past maybe the fifth, sixth, seventh grade sometimes. But most of my family that is still living is amazed, and they are very proud of me that I did finally get my diploma.
Mm.
Mr. Stier, thank you for everything that you've done, of course, graduating high school included. I'm wondering, though, we're going to take a quick commercial break, and when we come back, I was wondering if perhaps you would share with us one of your favorite stories from the military service.
Oh, certainly. Be glad to.
All right, looking forward to
Looking
that.
forward to that. Mr. William Cletus Stier, who graduated Wicomico High School 62 years ago and just got his diploma. Also a veteran. Thank you, sir, so much for talking to us this afternoon.
Oh, you're welcome, Jimmy. You're welcome.
So we're pretty confident that you probably have a story or two from your time in the military. Is there one that you can safely share with us? And you can change the names if you think it's necessary to protect the guilty.
One thing I would like to say before I do that, though, was I have a sister that was in the educational system her entire life, and she retired with a PhD from West Virginia, teaching. And she called me, and the only thing she had to say was, I told her about my situation with my diploma. The only thing she said, she said, it's about damn time.
Leave it to the sister, huh?
But she graduated from Salisbury when it was State Teachers College.
Oh my!
And she went ahead to teach in Utah and finally in West Virginia. But anyway, I had that.
Please
But
express.
as far as a story in the military, I was stationed in Norfolk at the time, and we were supposed to have a weekend off, and we were told that we had to be back 8 o'clock in the morning. Of course, no reason why, but anyway, we came back, and ship got underway, and they wouldn't tell us where we were going, and all of a sudden, just before daybreak, the alarm went off that we had to man battle stations, general quarters. This is not a drill. So we grabbed our gear, headed where we're supposed to do, and all of a sudden, when I went up on deck, all I could see was ships from everywhere you looked, from horizon to horizon.
Oh my!
Come to find out, we were off the coast of Cuba. Well, we were at battle stations in Cuba, which is pretty miserable because the ship is locked down and you're in a gun mount and it's hotter than you know what. And we were in that gun tub, what they called it, a gun mount, and we were in there for 96 hours and couldn't leave it.
Oh.
So they brought you a sandwich, they brought you soup, and they brought you a bucket. So you can imagine what the bucket was
What the bucket was for, yeah.
Wow.
But yeah, there's many different occasions in the service that were memorable. We were going into the Casino Royale, French Riviera, and they wouldn't let us in. They said you had to have formal clothing. So we had a matter of fact, the officer that came up there was Admiral Forrestal. I wanted to know what we were standing there for. And I said, well, Admiral, they won't let us in. He said, why not? He said, because we're not dressed. Well, he proceeded to walk up and down that, maitre d', whatever you want to call him, that wouldn't let us in there. And he told them that, well, that's full dress for them, so you better let them in. So we got in, but once we got in there, we couldn't afford anything.
Oh my goodness! But you got in.
You got in. There you go. And you have a story.
Yeah, we got in, but the price of stuff there was so far. I think an average seaman back then got $97.50 a month, and I think I had about $40. That wouldn't even hardly buy me a drink in there.
Oh my goodness. Thank you so much, Mr. Stier, for spending some time with us. Thank you for your service, and congratulations again on finally getting that high school diploma.
Well, I thank the recognition. I appreciate that. I appreciate your time, and I truly hope that the veterans that can fall into this category and get an education do so and get their diploma. I urge the younger generation to pursue their education. Don't ever give up. Don't quit. And anytime you get knocked down, just get back up and do it again.
Yes, sir.
Wise words.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much.